Hi y'all, welcome to Petite Weaver Crafts episode 25. I'm recording here today on December 7th, 2016. Thank you so much you guys for joining me this week. For new viewers, this is a video podcast about knitting, spinning, weaving, and pretty much any crafty thing that I can get myself into. For this week, I have some stash, some finished objects, some works in progress, a little bit of sewing, and a little bit of painting, which is new. So let's get started. So first up is stash. So I picked up a few skeins of yarn for a new project. This is going to end up being a Fair Isle poncho. And the yarns that I picked up is some Blue Sky Alpacas Woolstok, and it is a worsted weight 2-ply yarn. And this color here is called Quartz Crystal. And I also picked up some Gray Harbor, and Highland Fleece is this natural color. So here are the three together. I wanted something really girly and neutral colored, so this is what I went with. I'm really excited for this project. And the nice thing about this yarn is it came in 50 gram skeins as well as a 150 gram skein in all the natural colors. So yeah, that was really cool. I picked this up from my local yarn shop, Wildfiber Studios in Santa Monica. It's a really squishy yarn and it's very light and airy. So I think I'm going to end up with a really nice and warm project. I'm super excited. Yesterday I ended up having a wonderful afternoon with some knitting friends, and I stopped by the Altered Stitch in Valley Village, and I picked up their new sock minis from Hedgehogfibers. So they put all these trios together themselves in the store, and the one that I picked has egg yolk, which is this bright yellow, and then jelly, which is a super hot pink, and this fun speckly color in the colorway Genie. I have not worked with Hedgehogfibers before, and this is the first time I've ever purchased their sock yarn. I picked up a set of singles a little while back, but I actually haven't worked on that either. But I thought these minis would be fun for my scrap blanket. Yeah, these colors are super me. I love it so much. And then last but not least for yarn, I purchased this yarn a little while back. I waited until I saw my friend Jessie, the Bonvivant, on Instagram to pick up this yarn. So I ended up getting 860 yards or so of a Aran weight yarn. Yeah, the really cool thing about the Bonvivant yarns is that she actually upcycles old sweaters. She takes them, unravels the yarn, cleans them up, and dyes them. So this is a great way to get some wonderful yarn with a little bit lower price tag on them. So I got a sweater's quantity. Also, when I saw her, she was wearing this gorgeous shawl. It is called the Nome Shawl, and it is by Andrea Mowry, I believe her name is, and I totally want one. So when I purchased this yarn, I had no plans for it, but I think that's what I'm gonna end up making. So I was thinking of maybe having this teal as the main color, and then these two as a contrast with this neon highlighter one as the pop of color. I'm not quite sure yet. I just wanted to see what I had in stash and see if it might work, and I think this could go. I do like the colors a lot, and I have it in stash, so I don't know, maybe. What do you guys think? Is this too crazy? Is it this neon maybe that might be throwing it all off? I don't know. I think it could be fun. Anyway, yeah, let me know below what you guys think of this color pairing. I know it's a little bit crazy, but it's a little bit my style, right? I mean, I can't help loving bright colors. But yeah, that's it for stash. On to finished objects. I finished a pair of self-striping shorties. This is knit with my Knitterly Things Vesper Sock in the Lightning in a Bottle colorway. I used the leftovers from my full-size sock to make a shorty sock with a contrasty black heel and toe. Next up is another pair of shorty socks. This is knit top down with a little ribbed cuff and a heel flap double gusset. And this is the second sock to one that I started earlier when my friends were visiting from Seattle, and this is also going to be a Christmas gift. She picked out the prettiest skein of Koigu for her gift. And last but not least is just a half-finished object. This is a house sock. I used the Rye sock pattern by Tin Can Knits, and instead of a garter panel in the front, I did it as a plain stockinette, but this is a size small, and this is going to be a house sock for my mom, and this is knit with a self-patterning Regia 8-ply yarn that I picked up from Mind's Eye Yarns in Cambridge. This sock is the same pattern as the blue ones that I did, except in a smaller size. Nice cute matching pair for my dad and my mom. Other than the second sock for the red house socks, I think I only have one more Christmas gift to knit, and I'll probably stop after that because I think it'll get too stressful if I add any more to my list. Okay, moving on to works in progress. So as I mentioned, my Cozy Memories blanket. I have been working on it so much thanks to my lovely advent calendar from Lynai Yarns. So with her advent calendar, there were 25 little packages, and in the packages for each day, you could have 5 grams of sock weight yarn or a notion or some sweets and stuff like that. So here it is so far. This was day 1. This is Ballet Pink, I believe was the colorway name. This next one is called Confetti Cake. This one is called Where the Sidewalk Ends, and it's kind of a gray with greens and purples and yellows in it. Next up is this colorway here, which is a neutral color with some navy, some rust, and it is called Eleanor. And then the last one that I had finished is this lovely colorway. I can't remember what it's called, but she's been releasing the colorway names on her Instagram the day after the Advent. And this was day 6, which is a super cute little Christmas ornament progress keeper. But yeah, I've been loving this blanket so much. The advent calendar is perfect. It's been keeping me super motivated to work on the blanket, and it is now on row 8, almost halfway there with this blanket. And I can't wait every day to work on it a little bit more. I usually do it right at the end of the day, laying in bed and getting ready to go to sleep with this warm blanket on my lap, and it's been great. And for day 7, let me just open this one. It is this super pretty white with neons and some blacks in there, I think, or maybe just dark violets. So I'll be adding this one to my blanket tonight. Next up is the poncho that I mentioned. This is a test knit actually, and I'll give you guys a sneak peek of it right now because it's not very big yet. So here it is, all knit up. So this is a 3-color stranded poncho, and I am using a size 8 needle for it. And it's coming out super gorgeous. I really like how the pink is really subtle, and this whole poncho has been great to work with. So this is actually the first time that I've done 3-colored stranded color work at the same time. So it was a little bit of a challenge at the beginning, but I think I finally got the rhythm of it all, and it is so pretty. And even the back doesn't look awful. I always feel so accomplished when the back looks decent and neat and tidy. It's been a great project so far. I think the pattern itself is going to be released sometime early next year. So stay tuned. I will let you guys know when this pattern is released. I love it, and I'm really enjoying working on it in between all the Christmas gifts that I'm almost done with. So next up is another selfish knit. This is just a vanilla sock. I'm using the Smooth Operator pattern by Susan B. Anderson. And the yarn is Knitterly Things Vesper Sock base. I can't remember the colorway name, but this will be my first ever Christmas socks. I'm super excited. They're super cute. I just got past inserting the waste yarn for the afterthought heel on this thing. And moving on to a little bit of sewing. So since I've been using DPNs a little bit more, there is a problem that I tend to have with the DPNs. I toss them in my bag like this, where all the needles are in the stitches and then the last needle is just kind of hanging out below. What's been happening is that sometimes the DPNs kind of slide around and I drop some stitches. And they're pretty easy to pick up, but it is kind of a pain to worry about it. So I ended up using a tutorial on how to make a DPN whip cozy. So here it is. See, there's 2 snaps on the sides, and you just slide your DPNs in with the project, and then you snap it close. That way, the DPNs won't slide out of the ends, and your project is nice and secure. And the tutorial that I used to make this super cute DPN holder is from the Nome Knitter, and I will link the tutorial down below. But yeah, it was super fun and easy and very quick. I think I got this done in like maybe half an hour. That's with the pressing and everything, and hand stitching on this inside. And this is the Happy Knitting Friends fabric that I got from Spoonflower way back. and it's super fun. And this little yarn guy always makes me smile. But yeah, oh, and I forgot, the snaps that I used were cam snaps. I got this off of Amazon, and it came with the tools to insert the snaps, as well as a nice variety pack of snaps to go with the tool. The tool and the snaps are really reasonably priced, and the whip minder itself didn't take up too much fabric. So yeah, I might be making a few more of these as nice, quick and easy Christmas gifts that I can kind of just crank out. But oh my goodness, this little face makes me so happy. You should definitely check out her tutorial. It was really well written, and I really like the way these turned out. So for the shorty socks that I showed you guys, I ended up using those curved Neko needles that I showed you guys last week, but I don't love them. Halfway through the project, I switched back over to regular DPNs. There's nothing wrong with the needles themselves. I just don't think that the flexibility of the needles is conducive to the way that I knit. I hold my needles like a knife, and I kind of lever the needle as I'm picking up the stitches because I knit continental style, and the tip is a little bit too flexible for me to be able to do that very easily. There was nothing wrong with the shape of the needles. I actually thought that was really neat, and they didn't fall out of the project at all. So I would have half of the stitches going around the curve, and then the second needle I would have the stitches going straight across. Very similar to how you would keep your stitches on 3 needles and then work with a 4th. But these would probably be better for someone who knits English style than continental, if I had to guess. I'll pass these on to another knitting friend to try out themselves. So that's it for my knitting. But last week I ended up trying my hand at some watercolors. So I've mentioned Tangled Pen before. She's an amazing watercolor artist. She's also the one who designed this lovely watercolor Hawaiian print for my dress that I made recently. She's been doing a lot of Galaxy watercolors on her Instagram, and they're just so gorgeous. I've been so inspired by her watercolors, and I just love the way they look, so I wanted to try my hand at it. And here are some of the galaxies that I've made myself. So these are just super fun and relaxing to make, and I just love the way they turned out. And I guess these little ones can be made into gift tags for Christmas gifts. I ended up putting together a little DIY watercolor paint set. I made one for myself, one for a holiday party that I am going to later this year, and I made one for you guys. So if you guys would like to enter to win a watercolor kit of your own, please go over to Ravelry, and I will have a thread open there. And please post just a little comment about your favorite thing about the winter season, and I will close the thread on December 20th. That gives you about 2 weeks to enter, and I will ship out the gift shortly thereafter, so hopefully you guys will get it before the end of the year. But yeah, I just thought it was super fun and calming, so hopefully you guys would like the other random crafts that I do as well. That's it that I have for this week. Thank you so much as always for joining me, and I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks, bye!